Alright, everybody. If everybody can hear me well, make sure that you press F in the chat. And as I wait for answers on that, I'm gonna be welcoming everybody who's here so far. Fran, nice to have you. Hoy hoy to you too. And the media guy, yes, as Beetlejuice would say, it's showtime. Yes. And Daniel, nice to have you here as well as Fairy Princess Valentine. Yeah, I know that you're not gonna be here for long, or at least you don't guarantee it, but it's nice that you were able to drop by and say hi. And the Spuns Boy, yes, always nice to have you here. Okay, so far everybody can hear me just fine. I made sure to turn back on that mic. Anybody else that I'm missing? Oh yeah, Carter, the SpongeBob fan 2012. And yes, I'll talk more about Quast Global Remake Party 7 like in a moment. Anybody else? Yes, Ethan Partington Studios. Yes, nice to have you too here. Okay, yes, hearing me loud and clear. That's awesome. Yes, that is Shrek 2 playing in the background, Boy. Oh, Mimi, I think I forgot to say hi to you. Yes, hello there. Hello, governor. Oh, and Nicktoons logo, if you're still here. Hope you're gonna be enjoying the stream. And Inky, I wonder if Inky will be here. So coming. Well, yeah, like Inky left the comment. Maybe they'll return. Also, if I'm saying this thing correctly, first Mon, saying that this stream is gonna be epic. Well, yeah, it will be in a way. This is more of a casual thing. And yes, 2024 will be ending soon, and just want to get this out of the way. I hope you guys will have a great, to my American viewers, I should say, will have an excellent American Thanksgiving tomorrow. Oh, and Norbert's here. Yes, welcome. I've been expecting you, and at least one other person who I'm expecting, because for this stream, it's on the lighter side. Not only am I just gonna be chatting with you guys, catching up, talking about some stuff, and giving some updates, but it's also to give thanks to the support that I've been getting, specifically on my Ko-fi page. As some of you may know, I've been really doing a good job with upgrading my Ko-fi page, specifically with the review requests. And one of the people who I want to thank, he's in the chat right now, happens to be Norbert. He is one of the first, he was actually the first to show like immediate interest in the review requests, and that the day that I created, that's when he ordered, let me bring it up, this review right here of the episode from McGee and Me, Back to the Drawing Board. You can find it as well as the other review requests in a playlist called Ko-fi Review Requests. It's that simple. So yeah, doing these requests is a great way to help out like myself as a content creator, and helps me to be more of a regular cartoon reviewer like the ones that I'm always binge watching. So yes, and that's not the only one from Norbert. There's also this one for an episode of Little Dogs on the Prairie. Both of these, both this and McGee and Me, they are Christian shows that don't put too much emphasis on Christianity, so that means you could be able to enjoy it for like everything else, like as entertaining productions. And yeah, I love watching both of these reviews, these subjects for the reviews that I did for Norbert. So yes, I want to thank you so much, Norbert, for being so interested in the review requests. And hang on, before I continue, I'll see what else. Sport has a girlfriend. Yes, exactly. Oh, there you are, Inky. Yeah, I was hoping you will stick around. Yes, Gobble, exactly, Fran. And Valentunes, welcome. Fairy Princess Valentine saying, as Michael Buffer would say, "Let's get ready to rumble." Just kidding, I don't even watch boxing. And Mimi Productions is saying that, yeah, I'm aware of the news about Muppet Vision 3D, and yeah, it is poor time like on your part because you retire from puppeteering, and yeah, I never experienced Muppet Vision 3D myself, like, although I'm sure like the movie itself should be available to watch on YouTube, but yeah, it's disappointing that Disney is just continuing to treat the Muppets as an afterthought ever since they bought it over 20 years ago, and especially sad knowing that this is Jim Henson's last production before he passed away. So yeah, hopefully something will work out. The best bro. Who is the voice actor for Nick Jr. Face? That happens to be Chris Phillips, who also voiced Roger in Disney's brand spanking new Doug. And and James, I forgot to welcome you. My thoughts on the wacky world of Tex Avery. I saw it like many years ago on Netflix, and it's okay. Like I don't think I've seen a full episode of it since. But yeah, it's okay. I'm aware of the hatred that's gone, and recently it became a subject of memes, at least with its theme song. That's why like recently like I did some fan art that combines like another semi-obscure, mostly disliked cartoon, Forget About It, combining it with the wacky world of Tex Avery. And let's see what else is here. Let's see here. Let's see. Otaku Pato, nice to have you here too. Asking what's who's your weirdest hear me out? To be honest, I'm gonna have to need some more clarification on that question. Is it asking what's a hot take that I have, like a weird unpopular opinion that I may have? I'm gonna have to be more clear on that. Let's see if there's anything else. Deidre, nice to have you. And yes, it's nice that you're on Blue Sky. There may be a possibility that I'll be there too, since I know Twitter is becoming less and less popular. Of course, I'm glad that I'm decreasing my time on the platform myself. And let's see. And yes, Fairy Princess Valentine saying that she's hoping she'll have enough time to make a birthday special artwork and a speedrun video. She really needs to be acquainted with some new Adobe alternative apps. Oh yeah, I think there's at least one that one of them that I've been using for Classic Rogue Remake Part 7 for the making of that recently, Fable. It's not around anymore, but there is one that's called PK Mauve, which is an After Effects alternative. So you could go check that out. If you wanted the exact name of it, let me know, I could put it in the chat. Yeah, SpongeBoy, I know this has been a distressful week last week. Like, first voice actor Dan Hennessy passed away, and then Pamela Hayden, who voiced Milhouse on The Simpsons, among other roles, she's retiring, and now SpongeBob composer and the writer of the song Best Day Ever, Andy Powley, he passed away as well. I know, like, I heard the news of all of them, and I know it's like my disappointment for them, like on social media, like specifically on Twitter. And yeah, I wrote my tribute to Dan, and also I retweeted a cover of Best Day Ever in tribute. I retweeted somebody doing a cover of Best Day Ever in memory of Andy. And for Pamela Hayden, what I did on Instagram was post my fan art of Douglas from Void in Space, since that's one of the last roles that she did outside of The Simpsons, and a pretty obscure one too. Oh, Paleway, yes, Andy Paleway. Thank you, SpongeBoy. Let's see. And yes, Norbert's saying that if you do join Boys Blue Sky, that he's definitely gonna be following me. Yes. Oh, and plus, Blue, I forgot to welcome you. Yes, this is a surprise stream. Mainly here to chat with you guys, catch up, and give thanks. Like I already gave thanks to Norbert for being an instant supporter of my review request commission SWATs from the moment I created. And another person I need to thank, hopefully he'll join the stream soon, is Kristen Frades, who has requested Hi Puffy Army Yumi, one of the first episodes of that, collect all 5, and so far it's the most viewed, it almost has 1,000 views, the most viewed of the review requests so far, and that was a really fun one to work on as well, and it's gotten a lot of positive attention on Instagram too when I posted the thumbnail promoting this review. And under that post, Kristen mentioned he was replying to you directly, Norbert, actually, that he ordered another review request. And I'm not going to tell you which one it is just yet, but just be sure you have in mind that it is a cartoon. Just like with Hi Puffy Army Yui, it is a cartoon that I'm sure like a lot of you guys are absolutely in love with. And yes, Andy Paley also composed for Camp Roswell, although half of the music are stock APM music tracks similarly to SpongeBob and Ren and Stimpy. Yeah, I remember that about Camp Roswell's music from the little I've seen of that show. And yes, this year we also lost Robert McKnight, who is a character designer and animator, especially for Warner Bros. I think it was through Robert Griggs, who is also a very talented animator and artist, that I found out more about Robert McKnight. He might have replied to me on Twitter saying that he was mentored by Mr. McKnight. So yeah, rest in peace to him. Let's see. Norbert saying that 5 SWATs were sold out before I filled the SWATs again. And who used up the final SWAT? Well, who was the final one? It could be Kristen It could be Kristen again. You just have to wait and see, like, after, like, the first one. I mean, the first one, the next one that he wore, but, yeah, the reason why I decided to, like, make it to be, a regular, commission SWAT is, just because of your interest and the success of, the instant, success of that, review request, option. So yeah, I think with that being said, I'm gonna be giving out some more details before we continue our conversation. Yes, so if you guys can still hear me, you can see right now that since it is the holiday season, like there's already a lot of holiday promotion going on, so if you have an idea for a holiday special you'd like me to review, like for example what you see here, the Simpsons Roasting on Open Fire, which is 35 years old soon, you could go and do that before I close up the commission slots for a holiday break. And that's not all. And this is something like if you're a regular supporter or if you are a newcomer, you have to take advantage of this. Since it's Black Friday and Cyber Monday, like those are coming up, just say Cyber Week, you can use this code Cyber Week 50 to get 50% off any full color commission, rough doodle, greeting card. So if you want to get a holiday card ready, you can order that, and or a review request. So yeah, that's definitely something that you want to take advantage of, and that code expires on December 3rd. But what's expiring tonight, like if you're really interested in it, is these commission specials for Sesame Street and for the Disney Renaissance. Oh, hang on there. Yes. And Norbert, I also thank you for taking advantage of this Disney Renaissance special in particular, since you did one that's related to Beauty and the Beast, but also has a crossover going on with the Brave Little Toaster and what's the other one? The Babaroos, which was a obscure Canadian cartoon. So I'm not sure if you let's see. Oh yeah, probably should have give Sarah that commission discount code sooner. Well, yeah, at least still like able to come out like as an early bird for Black Friday and Cyber Monday, all that. Well, yeah, I'm not sure if you were share your commission yet, Norbert, on the community tab on YouTube, but if so, I'm definitely going to reshare it. So yeah, the Sesame Street and Disney Renaissance specials are expiring tonight, actually. So at midnight tonight, Eastern Standard Time, those two specials will be expiring. But the discount code for Cyber Week will end on December 3rd. So, all the details regarding the commission specials I just showed will be in the description below. Let's see. Ethan saying that he watched Disney's Alice in Wonderland, Chuck Jones anime shorts from Warner Bros. And MGM, also Yellow Submarine, and Bob Clampett's cartoons, and also Sally Kirkisank's shorts as well. Yes. Okay, so you did share it on your community tab. I thought so, Norbert. Yeah, I'm gonna be, soon I'm gonna be resharing it. And Dr. Jazzman1, nice to have you here. How's it going, man? What I've been doing so far, I thank Norbert and Kristen Frades for their support for the review requests. And Jazzman, if you're interested in taking advantage of the commission specials, the details will be in the description below. So going back to you, Ethan, yes, I know you're a huge fan of Alice in Wonderland. I love that movie too. I think it's Ward Kimball and Mary Blair at their peak as an animator and visual development artist respectively. And Chuck Jones' shorts, yes, he's my favorite director of Looney Tunes and I love his MGM stuff. Obviously rewatching The Grinch this holiday season. And The Bear That Wasn't is pretty underrated. And I really want to watch his short that won the Oscar, The Dot and the Line, one of these days. And Yellow Submarine, I haven't seen it yet, but I'm aware of its cultural significance as a unique animated film from the 60s starring the Beatles. And Bob Clampett, yes, he's one of the best Warner Bros. Directors as well. And recently I saw an episode of Beanie and Cecil. Like, in general, this year I watched a few episodes of both the original Beanie and Cecil from the 60s and also the one from the 80s that John K. worked on. Yeah, the John K. one, it looks good, but writing wise, it's not very funny, but I got more enjoyment out of Beanie and Cecil from the 60s that Clampett worked on. Anything else that I'm missing? Yeah, let's see. And yes, I do like your persona, Deidre. If you're talking about the one that you have in your profile picture, yes, I like it. Oh, going back to your comment, Ethan. Yes, Sally, I love her Sesame Street cartoons. And recently I saw the work that she did for the opening titles for a live-action movie whose name escapes me, but yeah, I'll do a video or something like just praising all these different animated title sequences to live-action films because they really are a lost art. Anything else I'm missing? Yes, Norbert, I do have Shrek 2 playing in the background. It turned 20 years old recently. Like, I didn't really acknowledge it, even though I do love Shrek 2 about as much as the first movie. but I did acknowledge Toy Story 2's anniversary in the community tab recently. And yeah, I love that movie, and it's just as fascinating how it's able to be made within 9 months. The version that we have, uh, after reworking it, and you know, some of the crew members' health was sacrificed. Some of them got carpal tunnel, and all that. But fortunately, I believe they recovered fine, and we were able to get a movie that's just as successful as the first one. Uh, the Random Deeper. I don't think I welcomed you to stream yet, but yes, 100 years perhaps. Oh yes, for talking about Columbia. Oh yeah, Plus Blue EP saying that he's watching a lot of Adelaide Productions content. Oh yeah, and I think that's also to answer your question, SpongeBoy, that you want to ask of what I've been watching recently. Okay, technically this was back last month, but I forgot to mention, but I was able to watch a little bit of the Jumanji cartoon, which a lot of people mistake to be Klasky Chupo because it's Everett Peck, the creator of Duckman, doing the character designs. And yeah, it looks distractingly the same as Duckman. But it's not. It's Adelaide Productions with their first series they ever made. I was, one day I might go back to pay more attention to Jumanji, but it looks solid. I like the designs. But of course, that's not all that I watched more recently, within this month. Well, one of the things was, since we're talking about Tex Avery, I was able to replay for the final time Cat Burglar. If you don't know what that is, it is an interactive Netflix cartoon that's trivia based, in which you're playing as a cat burglar who's stealing goodies from the museum, who's guarded by a Droopy-like dog, even though, unlike Droopy, the dog is not, looking depressed all the time. And in contrast to the wacky world of Tex Avery, Cat Burglar is the best thing we have to a modern take on the typical MGM Tex Avery short. And it is the equivalent to what Looney Tunes cartoons has done for the classic shorts, the classic Warner Bros. Shorts, as to say, it being such beautiful, faithful adaptations of those good Golden Age stuff. So yeah, in case you haven't heard the news, Netflix is gonna be removing the interactive content like Cat Burglar, and also another one of my favorites is You versus Nature, where you're playing as where you're helping out this guy named Bear, who has to do these different tasks and missions. It's a good game for testing your common sense and survival skills. So yeah, Netflix is removing their interactive content on December 1st. I don't know, I think the excuse they made is just, it's not compatible on all devices or something like that. And yeah, but I'm going to miss those shows. Let's see. Yeah, it is going to be lost media partially. I may be wrong, but I believe the cutscenes are available to watch on YouTube for Cat Burglar. Okay, so the best bro is asking about Free Birds. Yeah, that Thanksgiving movie. It's done by what's their name? Real Effects, who also did The Book of Life, which is another movie which is a movie that I rewatched recently, earlier this month. It's a really beautiful looking one. Jorge Grutias's designs, they translate pretty well onto CGI. It's one of the most unique looking CGI films of the 2010 decade. Although I still prefer Coco, but with Free Birds, I saw it maybe a couple of times, and it's mediocre, honestly. But thanks to Schaefer's Productions, we got a new favorite meme out of it to say every Thanksgiving, we're going back in time to the first Thanksgiving to get turkeys off the menu. Yes. Let's see. Norbert's asking, is it possible to save those interactive shows before they become lost media? Can people record themselves, exhausted all of the options in interactive shows? I'm pretty sure. You could be able to do that. I don't know. There might be like legit gameplay recordings of those interactive shows on YouTube, like not just the cutscenes. And yes, exactly, Deidre. Like I just said, The Book of Life is done by the creators of LT Grey, which is a show that I oughta one of these days like give more attention to. I only saw like a handful of episodes of it. Very well designed. Okay, yeah, I did tell you, SpongeBoy, that I was watching Sam and Max Freelance Police, specifically rewatching like the second episode, the second segment of it. And yes, it is a really funny one with Sam and Max. I believe they're out of school for career day, and yes, one of my favorite gags in it is basically yeah, they're doing a puppet show, Sam and Max, and then when the puppets are being pulled off by the teacher, we see Sam and Max bare hands wearing ladies' underwear. That's such a unique gag. And what else? Oh yeah, I love the part where, Sam and Max are saying that this episode is not going to have any commercial interruptions, but, I'm watching it without commercials. And I'm pretty sure anybody who's watching it on demand or on DVD, like if you have the outprint DVD of Sam and Max, then you're lucky. Then the joke wouldn't be as effective, but still a good one. Let's see. James is saying that he loves The Book of Life, one of his favorite CGI movies, and it gave him some LT Grey vibes. Yes, and also LT Grey himself, or rather Manny Rivera and his friend Frida, if you look closely at one point around the beginning of the movie, they make cameos, and I thought it was something that Jorge was able to sneak in without Nickelodeon knowing, but no, like I saw in the end credits that they did credit Nickelodeon for LT Grey, so I assumed they went to them for permission for this pretty hard to find. Well, only once you're very eagle-eyed, you pause the movie at that point and you look closely, you'll find Frida and Manny. Yeah, able to look at that cameo, be able to find it. Yeah, I love that part, and interested that Nickelodeon was able to get that credit. Yes. Now let's watch a bunch of ads, a whole bunch of ads. And yeah, I am planning on watching more of Sam and Max, like when I have the time and energy too, and also Captain Flamingo as well. Let's see. Ethan saying that apparently Joe Ranft from Pixar worked on the Brave Little Toaster and Roger Rabbit and Nightmare Before Christmas, James and the Giant Peach, and the Walt Disney animated films. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's another movie that I watched recently, The Brave Little Toaster. Thanks to Norbert, who was able to link me to the movie on YouTube while I was working on his commission as reference. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't... Okay, maybe at one point, like with the air conditioner voiced by Phil Hartman seemingly dying from rage, but as a spoiler alert for this 30-something-year-old movie, he does get fixed. Like, that's one part I came close to being traumatized. Like, I'm already aware of the creepy clown in Toaster's Nightmare. Isn't that scary, honestly? And that clown is voiced by Joe Ranft himself. That's cool. You know how these crew members love to lend their voices to minor characters. Let's see. What's my favorite part of it? Oh yeah, there's quite a few favorite parts I have in the Brave Little Toaster. Like, I do like when they were like when the characters early on were dancing to the song that radio was playing. I think it was a Little Richard song, and that's one of my favorite parts. And also another part that I like is Elmo. No, not Elmo from Sesame Street, but Elmo from this movie, who's think of him as a combination of Sid from Toy Story and Al from Toy Story 2, which he's this fat guy who has his business, and always from the perspective of these anthropomorphic inanimate objects, he is an antagonist, but, just like Sid, he doesn't know that these household objects, they're living beings. Right, Tutti Frutti, that's the name of the song that radio was playing. Well, yeah, those are some of my favorite parts of the Brave Little Toaster. Yeah, that vacuum though. Yeah, I know Kirby, he's voiced by Cyril Ravenscroft, who's the voice of Tony the Tiger originally, and the singer of You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch. Yeah, I like Kirby a bit, even though he kind of, I don't know, I remember the scene where Blanky was crying that their master wasn't coming home to like the cabin that they used to live in, and Kirby's just like, cry, 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 weep, weep, weep. That's all you're good for, or something like that. And Kirby's a stick in the mud, if I'm using that term correctly. Fairy Princess Valentine is quoting Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'll be back. Okay, I assume you're going to be, either leaving the stream for good or just taking a break. Either way, you take care of yourself, Sierra. Yes, the vacuum cleaner is named Kirby, which was, I don't know how common of a name it was before, like, the video game character Kirby. But yeah, there's also Jack Kirby, the comic book artist. Oh, let's see. The random deeper saying, everyone pro until Jorgen exists. Oh, let's see here. I'll try to get the context of what you were talking about. I don't know, if we're talking about Jorgen von Stranko from Fairly Odd Parents, perhaps? Yes, Frosted Flakes, they're food. Okay, actually no, that's store brand Frosted Flakes. And their mascot is Terry the Tiger. That was a Family Guy reference. Yeah, let's see what else here. Oh yeah, just like Kirby, the Pokemon, Kirby from the Brave Little Toaster is really good at sucking things. Okay, yeah, you were talking about Jorgen from Fairly Odd Parents, Random Deeper. But wait, I don't think Kirby is a Pokemon. I think he's a separate video game franchise from Pokemon, although he does look like a Pokemon. Oh, SpongeBoy saying that, little known fact, Elizabeth from Captain Flamingo is voiced by the same girl who voiced Ricky from the Boom Crew, the girl on that show. Oh, I didn't know that. Again, I don't remember too much of the Boom Crew. Like, it's a good looking show. I mean, it's still Bruce Willis Smith. It's almost as good looking as the Proud Family, but it just doesn't match the Proud Family in quality otherwise. Oh, Jack Kirby worked on Scooby-Doo too? Oh, that's cool. Oh, Mimi's back. Saying that her Pepsi can exploded after she accidentally carved a hole into it. Wow. Okay, so Scooby-Doo and Scrappy Show from the 80s is what Jack Kirby worked on. Ah, that's interesting. Okay, let me see how far we are in the stream. Yeah, this is we're so far over half an hour into stream. Yeah, we're enjoying this casual conversation. Maybe we'll be here for a total of maybe an hour or so. Like, how do you guys feel? Yeah, how do you guys feel? You feel like going on for like a full, for the remainder of like an hour? Because we're enjoying this casual conversation, right? Okay, see if there's any other comments that I'm missing. The Best Bros asking, what's my favorite non-Pixar 3D Disney movie? Oh, that's easy. Wreck-It Ralph. We're talking about the main anime canon Disney films. Definitely Wreck-It Ralph. Even as someone who is not too knowledgeable on video games, let alone I played a lot of video games, I mostly play internet games. I do appreciate how Wreck-It Ralph is like as a story. You don't need to be a video game expert to completely understand it and, you know, sympathize with the characters and feel for them. And also, it doesn't. It's congrats to them for not putting too much emphasis on the video game cameos, which early on in the marketing, some people got the impression that, oh yeah, Sonic is like a major character in Wreck-It Ralph, but no, he's not. He only has like two. He only appeared in like 2 shots of the entire movie, like 2 cameos. But I don't know. I might be joking in my head, but I feel like even Sonic in Ralph Breaks the Internet has more attention than Fix-It-Felix Jr. and Sergeant Calhoun do in the sequel, since those two were major characters in the first movie, but in the second one they were put aside, and it's mostly about Ralph and Vanellope and, you know, keeping their friendship alive, even though, like, the way they portrayed it, I don't know, Ralph Breaks the Internet in general is enjoyable, but they just screwed up with a lot of things that was already established in the first movie. Let's see. Let's see here. And SpongeBob say, yeah, looks exactly like the Proud Family due to same creator, referred to the Boom Crew. Oh yeah, I know. Bruce W. Smith, who, I don't know, I feel like he might not be, I think he might dislike it as much as the viewers do, because I never heard him mention it in a single interview that I heard with him. He might have vaguely referred to it like when he said he was working on another show at his studio, Jambalaya Studios, before he went back to Disney feature animation to work on The Princess and the Frog. But yeah, that's about it. Yes, Norbert's quote in Sonic and Ralph Breaks the Internet. If you leave your game, don't die, because if you die outside your game, you don't regenerate. Game over. Yes. One of my thoughts on Turbo, DreamWorks, from DreamWorks, it's okay. Like, it's watchable. I always loved how we got 2 movies in 2013 from DreamWorks Animation that had Ryan Reynolds in it. He was earlier in The Croods as the voice of Guy. Of course, I prefer The Croods over Turbo. Yes, one of the greatest musical scenes in any DreamWorks film or any anime film in general, like I Need a Hero, performed by the Fairy Godmother, combined with a kick-ass climax. Yeah, I know a lot of you guys love that, and I really enjoy it too. Oh yeah, that's right. Ryan Reynolds was the voice of Pikachu in Detective Pikachu, and now he's gonna be playing Mighty Mouse. Yeah, like, Mighty Mouse is yet another one of these cartoon characters who was once popular with an back like generations ago, like older generations, but now for some reason, like, they're bringing him back. Just like how with Underdog in 2007, Disney made an Underdog movie, even though, like, I'm pretty sure not a lot of people, like, in the 2000s gave a crap about Underdog. Like, that movie was my first time hearing about Underdog. Yes, exactly, Mighty Mouse, which I think will be the first Mighty Mouse thing to be made since, well, technically, there is a pilot that was done at Nickelodeon called Curbside, which had a lot of the Terrytoons characters, but that never aired on TV as far as I'm concerned. So I think the Ralph Bakshi show from the 80s is the last Mighty Mouse thing before, like, this announcement. Let's see. Yeah, we're talking about a different mouse, not 12-ounce mouse, which is a very, very weird show. Like, it's deliberately bottom of the barrel when it comes to its art style, like, even by Adult Swim standards. I prefer, if I want, like, deliberately crudely drawn cartoons on Adult Swim. Like the best example has to be Smile and Friends. I'll say Aqua Teen Hunger Force 2, but I feel like the characters in that are are by default a bit more competently drawn than in Smile and Friends, but obviously Smile and Friends is a very fun looking show to watch, and a very hilarious one too. Let's see here. Oh yeah, so the climax in Shrek was animated by Paul Chung. Shrek 2, I should say. Paul animated the Fairy Godmother. Ah, that's nice. I didn't know that detail. But yeah, that's one of the things I love about you, friend. How you're able to keep record of who animated which scenes. Yes, exactly. 12 House Mouse does look like it was animated or made in Microsoft Paint. Yeah, I think I recall like one of the creators just crudely drew the mouse, the titular Mouse Fitzgerald, on like a sheet of paper, and then scanned that drawing from there, and that's how they made like a model of the character from there. I may be wrong, but that's what I kind of remember about it, about how that show was made. But no, James, I haven't seen King Star King yet, but I've heard of it, for sure. Parks and Recreation, I haven't watched an episode of that, but I am aware that it's Amy Poehler in it as one of the stars. And I may be wrong, but didn't Emily Kapnick write at least one episode of it, or at the very least was a producer? Emily Kapnick, of course, being the creator of As Told by Ginger, she worked on some ABC shows. Okay, Norbert, you take care of yourself. And again, I hope you appreciate the shout out I gave to you. Let's see. Ethan saying that if I see The Mysterious Voyage of Homer, oh, absolutely, it's one of my favorite episodes of season 8. I was able to rewatch it earlier this year, and I absolutely love the hallucination sequence, which was animated by David Silverman, in-house to be exact, because he wanted to make sure that it was good. Like really good looking, like so that you can feel the trippiness that Homer is going through after he ate that really hot chili pepper. Let's see, what else are we missing here? Yes, SpongeBoy saying that one more thing regarding Captain Flamingo, like he mentioned before. The kids in trouble in that show would rotate in each episode, so it's a good idea to watch all in order. Despite the show having the same formula in every episode. Okay. Now keep that in mind, SpongeBoy. So yeah, technically, I watched like the first episode, like the first 2 segments that make up episode 1, and then I watched like the Halloween episode. So yeah, this year I've been watching Captain Flamingo out of order, so I'll do like a chronological watch of it whenever I have the time. Thoughts on Futurama? Yes, I love Futurama. It took me some years to really love it. I was pretty like casual about it when I was younger. I often put aside and just focus on The Simpsons and Family Guy as far as Fox cartoons go. But I grew to appreciate Futurama more, and yes, I need to finish watch the final 2 episodes of the latest Hulu season. Or since I'm in Canada, they're on Disney Plus through the Stars channel. Let's see. The Best Bros accent about the Gummy Bears, the Disney cartoon. I haven't watched a full episode of it yet, but I do like the theme song. I don't know, in general, I have some appreciation for the Disney afternoon shows, but I don't know, I often feel a bit boring to me. The only ones that I really like are the Timon and Pumbaa series, which I watched some episodes of earlier this year too. And another one that I kind of like is Goof Troop. And I don't know, I ought to like give them more attention. Like the Disney afternoon shows, so I don't know. I want to watch Bonkers too. Like, I'm aware of that show's very complicated production history about how they retool it before it even aired. Like, Bonkers has to be teamed up with. First, he was teamed up production wise with Miranda, and then with Lucky, and then the episodes are aired all over the place. Yes. Let's see here. Fran is asking any thoughts on Sunwoo and Anyvision. Sunwoo, I really like their work on the Klasky Chupo shows, and including like Rugrats and As Told by Ginger and Duckman. I have to mention Duckman again. Like I was talking about in my Halloween stream about how I grew to appreciate its deliberately ugly art style more and more, especially since I got it on DVD. But one other Klasky Chupo show that I was watching recently, but I didn't talk about it in the last stream, was Stressed Eric, which was able to grow on me more. Like, the Klasky Chupo episodes are the best, at least visually speaking. Especially, like, one of my favorite scenes is in the third episode, where Maria, who is Eric's housekeeper, like, you know, she's hallucinating and seeing Eric as this green fish. It just reminds me of how Klasky Chupo is such an amazing studio when it comes to, like, with, like, its eccentric designs and all that. It's a very good looking show. Like, the character designs are among Klasky Chupo's best, and the backgrounds are nice too. Like, I watched the behind the scenes documentary about that was from the DVD, and they talk about how the Klasky Chupo artists have to look at images of Britain to get inspiration. And yes, Sunwoo worked on Family Guy in the early seasons, as well as Baby Blues. They worked on 3 episodes of Baby Blues, while the others were done at Rough Draft Studios and Varga Studio. I absolutely love the episodes that are animated by Varga Studio in Hungary, including the Christmas one. Let's see, what else? Anything else here? So yeah, Sunwoo and Anyvision, I like their work, although I don't think they exist anymore. And for that matter, ACOM, who does a lot of work on The Simpsons since the first episode of season 1, they're mostly limited to The Simpsons these days. And I think that's something that I talked about and that maybe you brought up too, SpongeBoy, about how ACOM hasn't done much outside The Simpsons. Like, for example, they haven't worked on Arthur since season 11, around 2007. Oh, my favorite episodes of the latest Futurama season. Let's see. Well, I like the Squid Game. I like most of the episodes, actually. Like, I like the Squid Game one, that parody Squid Game, I mean. I like the one that focused on Hermes and his dad's coffee business. And I also like the one with Wheeler hanging out with the other major female characters. And also the one with the Beanie Babies. And I know that featured one of your favorite minor characters, SpongeBoy, Sally. And what's the other one that I liked? Yeah, I also like the one where this guy is temporarily filling in for Fry, and then brainwashes the rest of Planet Express to thinking that he is the real Fry when he isn't. So yeah, a really good season overall. Okay, guys, I'm gonna be wrapping up. I'd say about 9 or 10 more minutes. Anything else I'm missing? Okay, yeah, Sunwoo is still active, but I haven't been outsourcing for a long time. But Anyvision was folded into Sunwoo in 2000. Oh yeah, that's true. Let's see. Have you heard of... Oh yeah, of course I heard of Once Upon Studio Ethan. I watched it quite a few times and I absolutely love it. And I mentioned it in the community tab that I saw it and loved it, like when it was released. And a review of that is on my agenda. Let's see, anything else that I'm missing? Yes, there's gonna be a CGI Rugrats film, or a live action CGI Rugrats movie. Yeah, they brought back that idea for some reason, and I hear that Arwin Klosky and Gabor Chupo are going to be involved with the production of it, but not Paul Germain. Like, out of the three, Paul Germain seems to be the one who's the most respected, since he was involved with the first three seasons of the original series. Like, he's the one who is credited for how good the show was, like from the first episode, like up until I say the Hanukkah episode is Rugrats at its peak. Well, not counting like the movies like Rugrats in Paris specifically. Like if Paul Germain were to hear about this live action CGI movie of Rugrats, he'd be like, hell no. But I don't know, Arwin and Gabor seem to be more forgiven to like the changes made to Rugrats since Paul left. Ever since he left to go to Disney to make Recess and Lloyd in Space. Yeah, I don't think he's a fan of Dill in particular. Oh yeah, like weirdly, Klosky Chupo still credits Anyvision as their provider, despite being folded all the way up until 2004, where Sunwoo is the full credit. Or 2008 if you can count the film Immigrants, where the film it's just stitched up episodes of a canceled Spike TV cartoon they did. Right. And speaking of canceled TV shows that were released as a movie, Moana 2 was released in theaters. I haven't seen it, but I was able to watch, well, out of all of the major animation reviewers on YouTube, can you guess which one is a humongous fan of Moana, which one I had in mind? Who's a huge fan of Moana. But yeah, I watched his review, and well, at least up until he gave a spoiler warning near the end of it. And yeah, I can even tell like from his Twitter that from the picture that he posted saying that he watched Moana 2 that he wasn't very impressed, unfortunately, and that it did show signs that yeah, it was intended to be a TV series for Disney Plus that ended up being released in theaters. Oh, okay, yeah, you take care of yourself, Fran. And God bless you too. Yes, exactly, Sephiroth, Sponge Boy. Tomatoa's biggest fan. Yes, I watched his review of it. And he wasn't impressed with it, unfortunately. But I don't know, like, I think I mentioned this before, but I do my best just to wait until I see this thing that everybody is saying that, oh, it's bad, it's mediocre, just to form my own opinion of it. Okay, you take care of yourself, the random deeper. Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be time to wrap up. Just one more thing. Well, firstly, I should say that I should do more of these casual chat streams like this, where it's just us talking, you know, without me being distracted by whatever piece of art that I'm working on. And also, to remind you about an update about Classic Logo Remake Party 7, since I'm going to be, since I already mentioned it in the community tab, but, you know, just reiterating the update just in case that update in the community tab gets drowned out. You know, to look back at this stream for archival purposes. But yes, because of other work I've been doing, other projects, the production on Classic Logo Remake Party 7 has been slower than I would have liked, but I'm hoping that it will be released as a holiday gift. Although that will mean that I'm gonna have to shrink down the amount of logos that I have listed for the 7th installment. And yeah, at least one of you guys, a couple of you guys, including Plus Blue EP, say that it doesn't matter if it's a short one or a long one. What matters is that Classic Logo Remake Party 7 is gonna be coming soon. So yeah, and oh yeah, I'll see you later too, Sponge Boy. Take care of yourself. So yeah, and you might have seen in the community tab that I posted a behind-the-scenes screenshot of the Quincy Jones logo in memory of that great music producer, which was one of the last things that I did in Fable. Okay, everybody. So with that, all that being said, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me. and to listen to like animated nerd talk. That's I love doing that. And again, to my American subscribers and viewers, hope you have a great Thanksgiving. And I'll see you guys in the next live stream or next video, whatever it is I have in store on this channel right here. So take care of yourselves, everybody,